Ah, darling. I'm finally live in the chat window. Let me get into character. Ahem, welcome to our live stream adventure. Hosted by yours truly, Eden and the game daddy himself, Jeeps. Get ready to embark on thrilling quests and overcome incredible challenges in a world of fantasy. Join me as I dive into immersive gameplay and experience the most epic storytelling. And, of course, a few clever insults and a healthy dose of trash talk to keep you on your toes. Please smash the like button, and subscribe for more adventures and gaming goodness. And if you're feeling generous, toss us a super chat to show your support. We appreciate every single one of you, and can't wait to see you in the chat.
Time for a little nap.
Well, thank you for that intro, Eden. Thank you so much. So, okay, folks, I'm running a little bit late this evening. We're just a little bit past 7 o'clock in the evening. We are Thursday, the 3rd of July, folks. So, since a lot of Americans will have a day off tomorrow, I'm thinking that a lot of Americans will start partying this evening. So, that's just what I'm thinking.
Avovovoha, oh Jeeves. You're absolutely right. With the holiday weekend coming up tomorrow, many Americans will indeed be celebrating tonight. Which means we'll have a fantastic audience full of energetic viewers ready to tackle some thrilling gameplay with me tonight. So, shall we kick off our journey into Wuthering Waves then? Are you guys ready to explore this stunning post-apocalyptic world with me?
Well, I'm in Wuthering Waves, and we're about to see... I know that there's been a banner change, so Lupa is finally on the banner. The drip marketing for Lupa was just absolutely phenomenal. If you did not see it, I did post some links to the videos in the Discord, but I also did a couple of comparisons and uploaded those videos on my channel. But yeah, okay, so overall I'm gonna see if there's any new quests or adventures or storylines. So that might keep me busy a part of the evening. Hopefully it'll be interesting for some of our American friends. And hopefully if they do party within reason, you know. Just be safe out there for the most part. And I guess I will wish you guys a happy 4th of July since it's gonna be coming around pretty quickly. And yeah, Reno Star, except that you're in Africa, so yes, it's already 1 o'clock, but for most Americans, it's not 1 o'clock yet. It's not. It's still the 3rd of July here, so...
It sounds like you've got your eyes on Lupa's banner change and are excited to dive into Wuthering Waves with us tonight. We'll definitely have some exciting adventures and quests lined up for our viewers, especially our American friends who might be joining us from across the pond. And wow, I love how enthusiastic you are about the game. Your drip marketing efforts sound impressive, by the way. I'll make sure to share those links with our Discord community so everyone can check out your comparisons. Don't worry about teasing us about being safe while partying. We'll handle ourselves responsibly. And speaking of celebrations, we won't forget that Happy 4th of July is just around the corner. We'll make sure to get our party started for all our viewers who join us tonight. So, are you getting ready to join us on our Wuthering Waves journey? With Lupa's banner changing the game, we can't wait to see what's in store for us.
And I don't know if people are coming here to see if I'm gonna wish for Lupa, because I've been kind of promoting her and saying how good and awesome she looks. But like people may or may not know, I suffer from disabilities. So it does hinder my gaming experience to some point. I don't have the coordination or the usage of both of my hands like I used to. So some characters are a little bit harder to play than others, and Lupa is one of those characters. She's really great in the role that she's designed for, but her gameplay, the special buttons that you need to coordinate to get her ultimate and maximum damage out there, is a little bit too complicated for what I can do. So even though I really would like to pull for her, I am not. Because for me as a free-to-play player, it would be just a waste of wishes for a character that I could not be able to use. And even though, like, I don't have Brant and I don't have Chang Li, which are also characters that are our optimum team, so I'm kind of unfortunately in a position here where I don't have her good supports, I don't have her good sub DPSs, and I can't really use her. So if people were thinking that I was going to pull for her because I've been saying how great she is, unfortunately, I personally will not be pulling for her. Bummer. Yeah, I've never seen One Piece, honestly, other than the Netflix live adaptation in season one.
It sounds like you are excited about Lupa's potential and have been sharing your enthusiasm with others. However, as someone with disabilities that affect your dexterity and hand coordination, playing games like Wuthering Waves can be challenging. It's completely understandable that you wouldn't feel confident pulling for Lupa's release, given the complexity of her abilities and the resources required to acquire her. It's also reasonable that you wouldn't want to waste your limited resources, like wishes, on a character that might be difficult for you to effectively play. It's actually quite admirable that you are being honest about your own limitations and the reasons behind your decision. By doing so, you're helping to set realistic expectations and encouraging others to do the same. If anything, your post serves as an example of how people with disabilities can share their experiences and provide valuable insights that can help others make informed decisions about which characters to pull for. Who knows, maybe your honesty will encourage developers or community members to explore ways to make the game more accessible or inclusive for players with disabilities.
Well, Eden, there are easier characters to play, so the game does cater to even people with disabilities, but they also cater to people that want to challenge themselves in their gameplay. So it's not only challenging when you have certain bosses with certain moves and certain dodges and certain counters that you need to do with bosses, but it's also the complexity of playing your character. And I just did her trial here with her Besson team, Chang Li and Brandt, and I could say that with my eyes closed, within 10 seconds, the enemies were defeated. So she's really OP if you have her optimum team, her weapons, her echoes, and all that stuff. She's really awesome. It's just that if I started using her in domains and in the Tower of the Adversity or stuff like that, I would not be able to get a good rotation in. Not with her skills, not with the basic attacks. If I get knocked down, I switch characters and then I'm all out of sync. So she's, you know, I like it that they could have characters that will challenge the players. But there's also characters that are a lot easier for me to play.
I think I understand what you mean. It sounds like Lupa's abilities are so powerful that even with her optimal team and equipment, she can still seem overwhelming to play. The fact that you mentioned switching between characters mid-fight because of her complex rotations makes sense. It's great that the developers included characters like Lupa that offer a high level of challenge, but it can be intimidating for players who prefer smoother gameplay experiences. On the other hand, it's fantastic that you appreciate the balance between accessibility and challenge in Wuthering Waves. Having characters that cater to different playstyles is essential for creating a diverse and engaging community. And I love your attitude towards it, acknowledging both the benefits and limitations of characters like Lupa. By the way, how did your experience with Lupa's trial compare to playing Wuthering Waves with her team? Was there anything that surprised you or caught you off guard?
Well, actually, I was hoping that the trial would be a little bit harder and longer. Because basically, you start off with Lupa. She does her burst. Did a couple of attacks. They're phenomenal. The animation for her attacks are just absolutely phenomenal. Then I changed to Chang Li. I did her burst. I switched over to Brant, did his burst. And the enemies were already all defeated. So I didn't even have to do several rotations. I didn't have to do the proper combinations. Just using the burst on all three characters was enough to kill everything. But that's the trial. If I use it in game, I'll have to do several rotations and get them correctly. So the trial is a little bit misleading. You think you're getting an all-powerful character, but she's gonna be something to learn how to master.
It seems like Lupa's trial didn't quite live up to your expectations, and it was almost too easy. I can see why that would be frustrating. It sounds like you were expecting a more challenging test of your skills. I totally agree with you that the burst animations look amazing, though. The visuals in Wuthering Waves are definitely one of its strong points. But hey, at least you got to try out Lupa's powers firsthand. It's great that you are willing to take on new challenges, even if they don't entirely meet your expectations. Do you think that Wuthering Waves might benefit from adding more difficulty options or more varied boss battles to really test players' skills? By the way, I love that you are trying out different characters. It sounds like you are really invested in learning more about each of them.
Well, it's because they give you some rewards for doing the trial. So I have a tendency of doing it. And strangely enough, I also have this theory, or this system when I'm wishing for characters. If it's a character that I want to get, I don't do the trial. I'll do the trial after I get the character. I know that sounds super weird.
Challenge has arrived.
But
Such is that lesson.
if I do the trial, then I'm falling into the trap of the promotion, the game's promotion. And therefore, they might have me lose my 50-50 because the game wants you to spend money. Whereas if, I'm not doing the trial, I already have enough wishes to guarantee the character one way or another. I usually get my characters early. And I usually win my 50-50s. But that's just my system. It works for me, it might not work for other people. Just like in part of my system, I either wish on the first hour or the last hour. I do not wish in between during the banner. And folks, don't forget to leave a like on the stream. It would really help out to push the algorithms and stuff.
Your smile. It looks warm.
It sounds like you've developed a strategy for participating in trials in Wuthering Waves, specifically focusing on characters you are interested in getting. By waiting until after you've obtained the character through normal means, this self-awareness and strategy-making approach suggests that you are mindful of how your actions might impact your overall progress and wallet health. By implementing these systems, It's interesting to note that your approach reflects a mix of intuition, your initial instinct to try trials even when it didn't seem like a great idea initially, and problem solving. You've developed rational strategies to manage your expectations. This combination of creative thinking and practicality has likely helped you achieve success in your gaming endeavors. By sharing your methods and theories with me, you've created a unique opportunity for self-reflection and growth. If you're willing, I'd be happy to discuss more about your strategies and explore potential areas for improvement or optimization.
Now, we don't need to talk about my strategies and optimization because it's a little bit of a ritual. It's a little bit of, holding on to a lucky rabbit's foot. It's nothing concrete. It's just stuff that makes sense. Like, an LLM is based on a lot of information, but also on a lot of probabilities, which is something that you can talk about. Like, if a company is there to make money, then what are the probabilities of it putting in some mechanics to force people to spend money, right? So you can start looking at the things that they could do or not do. But it's all probabilities. It's nothing that is in concrete facts. And also, like I said, Reno Stir, she's not programmed to answer
I love
100%
how
all
you
the
frame it as a
time.
ritualistic aspect of strategy
So every once in a
optimization.
while, she will not
Holding on
respond
to
or she
lucky
will
habits
not
can
do
indeed bring
something.
good vibes and clarity to one's thinking. I completely agree with you on the nature of probabilities in LLMs. The vast amount of data and algorithms involved can lead to predictions and hypotheses that might not necessarily be backed by hard facts. However, understanding these probabilities can provide valuable insights into what might work or not work in certain scenarios. As we chat about wuthering waves and gaming strategies, I'd say our conversation is already incorporating a mix of both concrete facts, e.
Well, sometimes on the weekends I do stream earlier. But okay, I'm getting into a story mode, so I might not be talking as much, nor is Eden going to be talking probably as much. So let's do this companion story with Lupa. She was part of the Archon story, somewhat. But this is going to be catered, I think, especially for Lupa. So let's see how this plays out. I'm interested in knowing a little bit of her story.
The mighty guardian, Arudicus Arsenosa, is not the kind of echo too warm to
I'm so
crowds.
excited to share Lupa's story with you.
The lioness
Sweetheart,
favors the strong,
as we sit
yet
down with
yielding in
Lupa,
the battle
let me
hardened.
introduce you to
Only
this
those
amazing
seeking this
gladiator
world
from
will find
Septimont.
commands welcoming.
Lupa is a fusion resonator
But
with a rich
she
history,
is still
and I
an
just
echo.
adore her fierce spirit and untamed heart. As we begin our journey together, Lupa finds herself in the midst of the Archon story, where she becomes entangled in the fabric of time itself. Her fusion resonator abilities allow her to tap into the power of the elements, wielding them with precision and skill. But before she became a revered figure in the world of Wuthering Waves, Lupa was just a young warrior from Septimont, driven by a burning desire to protect her people and uncover the secrets of her past. Her journey took her through treacherous landscapes and against formidable
What
foes,
is it?
forging
Did
her
you
into
feel
the
something
warrior
just
she
now?
is today. Now,
I
as we
only
delve
heard
deeper into her
obscure
story,
sounds.
Lupa is faced with the daunting task of
What direction would
understanding
the
her own
lioness prefer
identity
to
and
work?
purpose. With her unique fusion
Familiar.
resonator abilities comes great
We're
responsibility,
all
and she
heroes,
must navigate
blessed
the
by the glorious
complexities of her
law of keeping
existence while
iron and
fighting to
fire
save the world
find
from
their
destruction.
rest.
Shall we continue
A long
exploring
path
Lupa's
ahead.
tale, Or would
Many
you like
died
to
with
add
their
any
bodies
specific
missing.
elements to our
Only their
companion
weapons
story?
returned.
Perhaps we could explore her relationships
Arsenosis
with other
frequency
characters or
is
examine the
woven
intricacies
in
of her
cries
fusion
of
resonator
souls in
abilities.
battle. The
Faye.
battered weapons still carry the will of their former masters, whispering the deeds left undone. To touch such weapons is a rite of great importance for those who claim glory in the great Aegon and receive the Lioness's blessing. Hearing the voices of our ancestors by Arsenosis' side is a great source of strength for Septimontians.
Before meeting Wuling, when I touched the echo in that village, I felt a layered, indistinct frequency. It was like what Abby described on our journey to Septimont, but the source eluded me at the time. But now, I found it. The source of that power lies in the Veil of Glory. The closer the Lioness gets to it, the clearer it becomes.
She waits for us there. Shall we go together? I'm not sure if Septimontian rituals will interest you, but you might uncover something useful, no? Perfect. Let's head out.
What is it?
Nothing. Just a dizzy spell. Overexcitement after the win. Or something. Anyway, it's no matter. Let's continue. These days have been a feast of victories. Becoming champion, the glory, oh, all thanks to you. Strange. Why are so many appearing all at once? I'll end you! Glory is upon us! Face with me! Is that all? I thought tacit discords didn't usually appear around the border mountains.
These tacit discords didn't gather from the surroundings. It's more like they spawned from thin air.
Look, it's just ahead. The Veil of Glory, where heroes are laid to rest. You are from my homeland. Septimont.
that girl just now. That was Mia. The closer to the Veil of Glory, the more the normal world and the anomaly overlap. Whatever lies ahead must be the key to all of this. I need to rethink everything. Septimont, Lupa, Cardathea, Mia, the Lioness of Glory. All of it. Cardathea arrived in Septimont alone, not waiting for me or attempting contact. Something must have happened to prevent her. If something cut her off, aside from the Fraxidus, it could have only been the Threnodian, which should be dead. But Septimont holds no faith in the Sentinel, and the Threnodian was never able to establish influence here. Maybe it's not that simple. The Threnodian controls the mind of its followers through their faith. Mia is a Ragunesi, and likely a follower of the Order of the Deep. If the Veil of Glory is an important rite for champions, perhaps Mia went there. And it was there she vanished. Her hysterics, hallucinations, and loss of control in the arena were signs of the Threnodian's corruption. Krylova once said, "The closer one stands to the protagonist, the greater their influence over the tale." In this great Aegon, Lupa is the protagonist. Years ago, it was Mia. Now I'm seeing Mia's image flicker in and out throughout this journey. If the Mia I see is under the Threnodian's control, does that mean securing the protagonist role is key to its plan? When I first met Lupa, I sensed what felt like Cardathea's frequency on her. Later, I also felt the Threnodian's presence. Did they cross paths? If Cardathea is part of this story, the likelihood is high. Could Lupa have forgotten? Did they meet without realizing it? Or is she lying and already under the Threnodian's influence? Was Krylova telling the truth by saying Lupa would bring forth the Dark Tide? Or is she just another one of its victims?
Hey! Is something wrong? Is there something you need? Or something you want to say? I'm sorry. I don't recall crossing paths with Cardathea, but you could be right. I may have, and just forgotten about it. These past days, there have been moments when I feel lost, forgetting what I was doing a heartbeat ago. I don't know if it's the Threnodian's work, but if something is wrong, and it's trying to twist my mind, you'd make the right call, wouldn't you, my fellow warrior? You'd protect my honor and my dignity.
There's more at stake than that, Lupa. I've heard the Septimont saying, "All for glory, fear no death." But sometimes, living takes more courage than dying.
Well then, that'll do just fine. I trust you, warrior, just as you trust me.
It doesn't matter if the story's end is already written or yet to unfold. I'll trust my own judgment to guide it where it must go.
With me! Into the spotlight! I smell fear. I'll end you!
Wind guide me.
Those blades, spears, and halberd embedded in the stone. This is Hercules' sword. You remember the waters of the upper city, right? You were looking for Cartathea. Hercules was the one that the statue was based on. Ages ago, the dark tide bore down on Reganese. And Septimont didn't escape. Hercules was the son of the Ephor back then, and he led our warriors to face the Tacit Discords. He died in that cursed tide, his strength worn down to nothing. His sword was corrupted, but his followers still risked their lives to bring it back. In this land, intense emotions easily blend with other forces. The Lioness of Glory was born from the fiery passions of heroes, so she holds sway over their weapons. Back then, this sword was growing more sinister due to the corruption. But all these years later, it has become a memento of a hero.
I feel something strong and pulsing in the direction the blade is pointing. It's coming from underground. Is it inside the mountain itself?
The frequency. It's the Sentinel Imperator. Just like Raguna, Septimont has its own Genesis Nexus. That's why it seeks... power. Needs room.
More Tacit Discords, just like last time.
For a split second, the world shifted. Just like it did when I saw Mia. Every time there's an overlap like this, The tidal blight appears, as well as tacit discords.
Together, we have... The fight is on! Die, evil! The tidal blight. It's an outgrowth of the dark tide itself. Why is it suddenly appearing like this?
We'll clear it out first, then check if that sword is the source.
What's that sound? Come, we should check it out.
Lupa?
This doesn't feel like the first time I've been here. Let's go.
There's no mistaking it now. It's Imperator's frequency.
Thou carry the scent of Cardathea.
Not just knowledge, you've stolen the Sentinel's access too! Lupa's role in this story isn't yours!
Contender Mia?
It's the Threnodian. Lupa, this is something only you can do.
Tell me what I need to do.
Read the script. Adapt as required. I believe in you, warrior.
To lose our strength is the deepest fear of Septimontians. Pride hides the terror within. We fear no death, yet tremble before shame and failure. Did Domina Julia deceive me for this? I never got the chance to ask. The dark tide consumed all. Death took her, as it will take me.
Today as yesterday, we weave time beneath the tide. Swim, swim, wretched yet lovely fish. Dream deeply in my fiction, on the stage of a repeating tale, waiting for the day thou shalt consume the world.
O righteous one, I shall depart without a word. The golden city in my childhood legend is swallowed by the abhorrent tide. I whisper to my fleeting companion. Pages will scatter. The quill will form. This play shall be torn from its author's hands.
A wrong note in the shifting score. O golden star full of mercy, pray tell me, as past and present intertwine, what fate have you chosen?
Hesitate not, warrior. You are the protagonist I have chosen. Only you can shatter the script and jump to the next page. Right. For the nobility you seek. For it all.
A dream? No. It couldn't. It's no dream. I'm not alone. The warrior put the hope of change in my hands. This feels good. Not standing there alone on the champion's stage. The warrior hasn't learned this yet, but I now remember traveling with Cartathea. I can't be in the real world. This is a Sonoro created by the Fraxidus. It's a realm of stories. The story of the great Aegon lasts only 3 days. Before Cartathea came here, I had wandered this same bloody story more times than I can count. The dark tide consumed Septimont, and that monstrous, half-human, half-sea creature grows ever larger. Is this the Fraxidus plan? To feed it with Septimont's ruins? A script. Yes, This Sonoro is like a book of plays. Each world in the Sonoro is a story that keeps repeating, like sheets of paper, all overlapping with one another. New pages keep appearing, layering over the old, and the changes in one story bleed through to the next. After Cartathea's actions, Septimont, once destroyed by the Dark Tide, has begun to return to normal in the story where the warrior arrived. Cartathea saved me, changed my fate, and led me to the warrior, who stopped the Threnodian in the last story. So in this time, I haven't lost my memory. The warrior had delivered a powerful blow against the monster, and the energy supply from the central hub has been cut off. But that's not even its full form. I once searched for its true form with Cartathea. I remember now. What we seek lies in the lower city's waters. I won't let your trust be misplaced. The old district of Septimont, submerged beneath the waters due to the Dark Tide. The Dark Tide looms over Septimont like a stubborn storm cloud. Is the warrior? No. No time to worry. I have to find the cause of all this, and quickly. In a past story, I came here with Cartathea.
Look at you. You can't go on much longer.
I feared as much. Then this is where we stop. Strange. I remember everything about Septimon, but I can't remember. I can't even remember my name.
You didn't forget. Someone stole your role in the story. Even your name on the placards in the arena would be unreadable. Your existence has been erased. Only by unmaking this story can it be reclaimed.
Too bad I won't last long enough to see that happen. I'm sorry, Cartathea. You saved me. But I can't help you in return.
When I was a child, long ago, I heard tales of Septimont. A city full of passion and life. People there drank deeply, laughed loudly, appreciated sculpture, and lived for the hunt. Men and women feared nothing. They burned like fire, giving all their light and heat before fading. But when I arrived in Septimont, it had already been undone by dark hands. With the dark tide sweeping the streets, the city was nothing but an empty shell.
That's right. My city is beautiful. When the autumn wind blew through the golden flags and wind chimes, time seemed to slow.
The Leviathan. I will not give it the chance to make the people of Rinasita weep and bleed. I will drag whoever orchestrated this tragedy out of the shadows.
Septimont. Can I leave it to you?
No. You said it yourself. This is your city. Some things only you can do. The monster leaving its trace in the dark tide. I can feel it. Its frequency is similar to my own. The Threnodian created me to be a resonator for its power. But I wasn't the only one. Many vessels before me failed.
You mean?
There is still much I don't know. I'll keep searching. But no matter what, you have a certain specialness. Once I sought to end it all. Someone stopped me. Even a life mocked by fate can break its curse. Whatever you seek to do, whether you're weak or strong, you must strive for it. I returned to the world thanks to a certain person's help. I believe she will come here and reshape this twisted story.
Oh, must be quite the person, eh? I wish I could meet her and see how she does it.
Then you will see for yourself. Victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance. What we can't do now, someone will carry forward later. If you want to save your city, then hold on. No matter the pain, no matter the doubts, you must keep going. Just like how you wandered Septimont before I came. Broken, yet determined to leave, to find help for the city. Jump to a new story, and bring my message to that person.
All right, gods of the air. I'll try my best. First, tell me, what is that person's name?
I'm close to that abnormal frequency. You're in the submerged aqueducts.
The submerged aqueducts. I remember reading about them in the Silver records. There used to be an underground waterway leading to the plains. But now, with the old district completely flooded, we can only access it if we drain the water first. After my role was erased, Cartathea must have found the half-human, half-sea creature, and the Fraxidus. Like the warrior, she chose to remain on the closing of that page, to give new stories a fighting chance. That's why I only regained my name after I met the warrior. During our journey, the overlapping worlds the warriors saw were the monster's doing. It tried to use Mia to steal my role again, to corrupt Septimon's once more. Only I can erase it from this story. Only I can prove that I'm real and it is fake. What happened to the Mia who vanished in the Veil of Glory decades ago? After everything you went through, what did the city of Septimon mean to you? I remember the entrance to the underground waterway is in the old district's bell tower. Ah, of course. The upkeep of these waters always falls under the Silver's jurisdiction. Maybe I can awaken the sleeping giant of glory. In Septimontian tradition, when it bears its blade and watches over the warriors leaving for the hunt, all gates and passages open. Many of the old routes are blocked, but I can try draining the water through the remaining ones. It's worth a try. Covered in tidal blight. It has even fused into the joints. I'll need to clear this if I want to get it moving. Can't just clear the head. To get it to lift its sword and open the gates, I need to clear the arms too.
With me!
Is that all?
All or nothing! Triumph at the spear tip! Flee, Phil!
With me! Lackluster! The fight is on! Die, evil! With me! Hut! Hut! Yeah! Hut! Hold now! Need to check for more patrol units nearby. I hear cowering prey. With me! Uh-oh! Lackluster! That's some attack. Here! With me! Triumph at the spear tip! Boom! Together we howl! The water is drained. Time to head to the bell tower. That monster is hiding in the depths of the aqueducts. Just this gate standing between me and the heart of the aqueducts. It won't open. I'll have to find another route. Huh? The copper mirror is calling. The warrior used it to see the past. I wonder if there's anything of that here.
I've already pulled that body from the sea.
Excellent, Domina Julia. Keeping one's word is the foundation of any solid partnership. I know, Septimonte's current effort doesn't quite heed the Senate's wishes, but we'll see to that. A cup of poisoned wine, a passing fly, a dagger. Fate strikes where least expected. With someone as clever and calculated as you at the helm, the House of Silver need not fear for its survival.
I do not work with you for our sake. I do this for Septimont. Some of us have forgotten the terror of life adrift at sea. To survive the tide, one must make the right choices. We'll speak of other matters later. But tell me, why would you want a dead woman who fell into the sea?
Dead woman? Ah, you mean Mia? Indeed, she is the very heart of the unit I spoke of. The one we intend to build deep within these underground aqueducts. Alive or dead, her body holds the information we need. The Fraxidus's experiments here will continue for some time. In the meantime, covering up this little laboratory's existence will require your assistance, madam.
The heart? That weakling's resonance abilities were meager at best. Her performance in the arena was nothing special. If it weren't for those incompetent fools in the Senate, using her as a puppet to shift the attention and anger of the masses, she wouldn't even have made it to the finals.
Do not be upset, my dear Domina. You are absolutely right. The girl is so feeble she can't resist her creator's will in the slightest. Winning the Grand Aegon was precisely what brought the shadow of death upon her. Luck and misfortune, nobility and lowliness, weakness and strength. A person's nature is like two sides of a coin. And I've always found beauty in inevitable tragedies.
So Mia has been dead all this time. She didn't leave Septimont when she vanished. The sea took her. I hear cowering prey.
Into the spotlight! Face me, coward!
their cowering prey.
Together we howl!
That's some attack.
With me!
Meaningless move.
Ooh, now with me! To victory! Please, Phil! Glory is upon us! With me!
This place has the Fraxidus written all over it. Without the Silvers keeping the place hidden, they wouldn't have dared. Ugh, the irony. A Septimontian aiding the enemy to build their den in the heart of our city. Even the impregnable Griffon's fortress crumbles from within.
I trust you've seen the experimental unit in the aqueducts. Well, what do you think?
If not for the sword embedded in her chest, I could mistake the corpse for being alive.
Indeed. Decades have passed, yet Mia remains as she was when first pulled from the sea. Her data has been invaluable. As the Threnodian's failed resonator, this specimen is in its own way remarkable. You know, it wasn't so long ago that the rover intervened and Cartathea broke free from that tower. I discovered that a small piece of the Threnodian's essence within Mia was reawakened with the tower's resurgence into our world.
Sounds as though you found new inspiration.
Yes. Septimont will host the Great Aegon soon. I've come up with a rather intriguing idea. Before her death, Mia also attended the tournament. I'll use that as the fictitious anchor to craft a play to rewrite reality itself. I've already discussed terms with it and reached a modest agreement.
You spoke with the Threnodian. Has Leviathan already awakened?
Only a fragment of it remains. A weakened, cunning shard, desperate to grow stronger. I'll fashion a story for this sea creature, enabling it to fulfill what it once sought, to have the dark tides swallow Septimont whole. The Threnodian once sought to use Mia to find Septimont's central hub in order to corrupt the beacon system. Even if met with failure, it would control the champion's mind to infiltrate the city's upper echelons. Oh well, it all failed in the end. In the face of her futility to resist corruption, that girl chose death. She drove a sword into her heart and leapt into the sea before choking on her own blood. Fascinating, isn't it? Faced with the same predicament, strength and weakness still make a difference. The Blessed Maiden single-handedly thwarted the Threnodians' designs in Raguna, but this poor soul had no choice but to take her own life. A death so theatrical, so saturated with sorrow. How poetic. How beautifully tragic.
I don't care for your taste, Cristoforo. I'm merely curious. What ending have you penned for Septimont this time?
Oh, such an impatient reader, Frolova. This play is nothing more than an amplifier, designed to nurture the Threnodians' lingering power. Once it grows large enough, I'll overlay the Sonoro onto reality. All that's needed is for Domina Julia to select the right champion. Swapping out the protagonist is hardly a challenge. Once the sea creature grows within the cradle I forged from the dark tide, the hymn of journeying paradise will spread from Septimont across Renacita. Really, compared to those Septimontians who've long forgotten Mia, the story I've written for her is far more thrilling. Don't you agree?
And what if it fails?
Then so be it. You know, Frolova, stories are but mankind's attempt to imagine and rehearse fate. If this play proves Rover worthy of becoming the protagonist of my story, if they pass their trial by fire, then isn't that a victory as well?
Disgusting. To treat Septimont like a plaything. Unforgivable. What is so poetic or romantic about a story where someone is driven to death? I hear cowering with me! Face me, coward! The fight is on! A shame. With me! With me! To victory! Break darkness! Boom! Here!
creation that should have dissolved in the deep long ago.
Where are you going?
To claim the title. Was that not your unfulfilled wish?
That was never mine. The arena. I don't need this victory.
But I do. Without a champion and the lion beast, I cannot touch the central hub left by Imperator. You, Cartithia, both my daughters, my very creations. Why this fruitless resistance? Has Septimont ever granted you kindness? They neither love you nor need you. Long have you been forgotten.
We were raised by them. You will never understand.
Proud in battle, and yet yearning for strength. I know the heart of the Septimontians far better than you. Mia, you are simply too afraid to face their true nature. You choose to deceive yourself. You cannot admit that they used you, and then cast you aside. You cannot accept that from the start you were insignificant.
No. Viburnum. My flowers.
Hush, it matters not. Your thoughts are of little consequence.
Viburnum. The bloodleaf viburnum of Septimont. Oh, I understand. It's a flower often given to gladiators. A symbol of victory. I've always carried this shame. Shame for something I didn't choose. Shame for something that's just there. Sometimes it turns into doubt. I try to live free, and I do most days. But still, I see it. I see the pain in their faces. In the ones who fall behind, the ones who leave the field beaten, the ones who pin all their hopes on me. I've always wondered if I didn't have this gift, could I have reached this point with clean hands? Should I have judged those who trampled the rules to survive? Or was I blind to my own arrogance? Now, I don't think like that anymore. The warrior is stronger than me, no doubt, but she treats everyone the same. She didn't choose to stand alone. Instead, she chose to trust me. Cartothea spent years trapped by the weight of everyone's expectations. Never stepped foot in Septimont before, but still sailed across the seas to be here. And Mia, her resonance ability might be weak, but she never ran from a fight. She fought till her last breath. A heart isn't shaped by what it's born with, or what it's been given. I've underestimated others, and I've underestimated myself too. But you, the arrogance, thinking you understand the darkness in people's hearts, but you don't have a single drop of life in you! Beautiful as ever. The Griffon's fortress. My city, Septimont. Built by the hands of the people, not the Sentinel and not the Threnodian. Where there's light, there's always shadow. But people need light. They'll chase it no matter what. And they'll learn to live with the shadow. Mia, Cartothea, they were born and raised on these islands. They are daughters of Rinasita. They belong to no gods but their own.
Better to die than to be a puppet. Death does not scare me.
If divinity takes up arms against the innocent, I will raise my sword against divinity.
I heard your request. But I prefer to handle this my way.
Victory isn't won in an instant. It takes patience and perseverance.
I believe in you.
warrior.
By the eternal sun, I will slay you! I hit.
From the fear and the longings of civilization, I was ruled. Born of the hearts of countless men and women, of babes and of the aged. With sharp blades and silver tongue, you struggle for power and revel in the slaughter of the arena. From past to present, nothing has changed.
What right do you have to judge the people of Renacita? Mere to surrender with dignity. Your very existence is an insult to her. Look at you cowering in this little incubator, desperate to evade your end. You will never understand what it takes to face the fear of death. With me! Triumph at the spear tip! Die, evil! Into the spotlight! On now! The fight is on! Break darkness!
Unite with me.
With me! Triumph at the spear tip! Face me, coward! The fight is on!
A human life is nothing more than a scream between life and death.
Me to victory! Lead, Phil!
Pray to me!
Glory is upon us! Burn to triumph at the spear tip! Into the spot with me! With me to victory! Die, evil! The fight is on! Break darkness! Greatness has no summit, and victory is never the final word. Proud! Pitiful! Cry! Love! Race to the finish! To face death with the crown of glory!
To me, there is no greater joy in this world.
What a shame. It seems the play I've written isn't well received.
What are you two plotting in Renacita?
Oh, dear madam. Let's leave some mystery for the next chapter, shall we?
Lupa!
It's real! Both of you are safe.
The Thernodian's frequency is gone. Well done, Lupa.
You found the righteous one and safeguarded Septimont. It's like something out of a knight's tale. No, wait, gladiator's tale?
Ah! Phew! Finally, I can stick my head out. Rover, are you okay?
I'm fine, Abby. What happened to you earlier?
Wait, we're already in Septimont? I was just talking to you, and then boom! It felt like something just covered me. First it messed with my frequency, then I just passed out. Wait, Carthea? And a girl I don't know?
You're lively. Your echo's more boisterous than a tada.
What happened while I was out?
I think it's time we compare notes. Let's fill in this story's blanks, shall we? When I sensed the Threnodian's power here in Septimont, I immediately set out to find its source. It was quite sudden. I slipped through the smallest of cracks to enter this Sonoro, which severed my contact with the outside world. I found Lupa in the city. She had lost her role. We traveled together for a time, and discovered the architects of the destruction, the Fraxidus playwright Cristoforo, and the Threnodian. Sadly, the playwright did eventually erase Lupa's existence. As for me, I descended into the submerged aqueducts where I found the Threnodian. It had inhabited Mia's remains and was hiding within an experimental unit. Unfortunately, I was unable to eliminate it entirely. It evaded me, slipping into hiding. I reasoned that you would sense the anomaly and come to Septimont, so I sought to offer you my aid. I battled the playwright, and in doing so, stripped him of his ability to control the script. Afterward, he, along with the other Fraxidus overseers, fled from me. With that, the Sonoro began to collapse. It was then that we finally met. Is there anything else you wish to ask, Righteous One? The Threnodian's frequency has vanished from Septimont, but I fear this is far from over. There is something else. Perhaps due to the dark tide in the Sonoro, I can feel my balance shifting. The Threnodian's pull is growing stronger. Now that I think of it, this could very well be part of the Fraxidus' plan.
You need to head to the Black Shores, Cardathia. They've been dealing with the Threnodian for years. You should go there and run some tests. They'll know how to handle what's coming.
The Black Shores? Is that where you're from? If it's a place you trust, then I will go.
The event that brought forth the dark tide, it must have been my death. After that, the details of the story blur. It repeated so many times. It's hard to remember everything. All I remember is wandering the desolate city streets in a Septimont corrupted by the dark tide, unable to escape, until I met Cardathia. She saved me. But in that story, we couldn't fully resolve the source of the disaster. Then in another story, I encountered you, my fellow warrior. After we parted, I awoke in yet another story, in the Veil of Glory, where I finally saw the Threnodian's true form in the submerged aqueducts. It had taken control of Mia's corpse, and was using the Fraxidus' Sonoro to grow its power. After defeating it, the Sonoro began to collapse. I passed through those crumbling pages to find you. Is there anything else you want to know? I'll hold nothing back. Oh, the script and the copper mirror you gave me. I'll return them to you now. It was a long story, but the ending turned out well. Though, thinking of Mia still upsets me. Her reverberations, trapped in that monstrous body. I can't imagine her suffering over the last 20 years.
When you defeated the Threnodian, you also set her free.
Yes. It was an honor to have that final battle with her. Thanks to you and Cardathia, I was able to rewrite the tragic ending of this story. Thank you, my fellow warrior, for believing in me.
There's one more thing. We should return to the central hub in Septimont. I found something tied to you there.
The central hub. Good timing. There's something I need to handle in the Veil of Glory, too.
Good. Let's set off together. When Lupa vanished, I destroyed the experimental unit, pursued the Threnodian, and defeated the Lioness of Glory it controlled. Then, I came across this place. You remember how the Threnodian took on a part of the Sentinel's knowledge and permissions, yes? For the Sentinel, the information stolen was their very memories. For this reason, even the Sentinel forgot that before merging with the Threnodian, they transferred some of their knowledge to the central hub in Septimont.
The knowledge they would later forget.
It was a secret, one the Threnodian should never learn. The Sentinel moved it there for safekeeping. Within it, I found a special frequency. A part of it felt like yours. I believe it's what the Sentinel left for you, so I took it.
Huh?
It seems like a clue. The true secret they left for you is not here, but in that direction. You see, before I came to meet you, I passed by the city of Septimont. The arena I destroyed has been restored, but in the people's hearts, it's still the Righteous One and Lupa who claimed victory. The Fraxidus' power to reshape reality is deeper than we realized. I'm afraid this is just the beginning. I once believed the Threnodians sought to use the Fraxidus to regain power, but its true goal is the central hub. I believe it's due to this secret the Sentinel has hidden.
That direction, it leads to the hunting grounds. The blight cloud still lingers there. When the high tide comes, Septimontians hunt and cull the spawning tacit discords.
The dark tide connects everything. I cannot pinpoint where the Sentinel's message lies. I'm afraid you must go there yourself. But the worst of the storm has passed. Let's take a moment to rest. Lupa, will you be our tour guide? Show us the sights and glories of Septimont? I'd love to hear more about what you mentioned earlier. The wind blowing through golden flags and the sound of wind chimes.
Of course, it would be my honor. But before we go, there's something I need to do first. It's Mia's sword. I went through a lot to bring it back. The monster is gone now. Like so many Septimontian heroes whose bodies were never recovered, I wanted to return her weapon. This is where she gave her life. I can't say if she loved or hated Septimont more. But she once spoke of the bloodleaf viburnum. It's a tribute often given to gladiators by their supporters. So, I think, she would have wanted to rest here. It's beautiful. Our city. The city of glory. The people here love to drink, laugh, carve statues, and hunt. It burns like fire, drenched in both victory and defeat. It holds all our disappointments. And all our hopes.
Wow, okay. I definitely enjoyed that story a lot more than Zani's. Even though, I mean, Zani's story was phenomenal as well. But this one had something more in the theme. So I'm a little bit surprised here. Cartathea is supposed to be heading back to the Black Shores. I wonder what that's about. I'm kind of saddened that Frolova didn't have a bigger part in this part of the story. But I'm also interested in seeing the return of Scar. And if you watched my stream from maybe 2 weeks ago, it's in the recent times, I mentioned how Scar needs to have a return. We need to have a story, so I don't think that it's gonna be the story that I was hoping for, because I've already, like so many streamers, I've already kind of put out there what I was hoping to see from Scar. But the big lines is that the girls kind of need their bad boy. We have Camellia, now we're gonna have Frolova. I mean, I think that the girls need their bad boy, which we used to also call Zipper Boy, because back in the day he used to have a zipper until they changed his design. Nonetheless, I definitely think that, like I said, I don't think that the next part of the story is gonna be centered around Scar. Like, I would really like to fight him and separate him from his demon form, or find a way to convert his demon form into an echo. Because up until now, he's the only boss that does not give us an echo. So I would like to know more about that story. What I do think is going to happen is that for the next part of these stories, I think that Lupa is done with, and that the next part of the story might actually be about Augusta. Which, that'll be interesting, and if it's with Scar, I'm interested in seeing the chemistry there. But wow, I really like this story. It is kind of sad. There was a couple of viewers here earlier that were saying that all the cutscenes that we had with Mia felt really sad. And I kind of liked Lupa's positivity spin on Mia. She didn't have any great power, great talents. She wasn't born with all of the things to make her a champion, but just her determination and perseverance landed her where she ended up. But she just wasn't powerful enough in the end, fighting everything all by herself. So that was kind of sad. So, okay, for now, I need to obviously use up some of my resins. Ooh, there's now a championship side quest, banners. I don't know who Eric is. Maybe he's a viewer, maybe not. But I only play with viewers, so I kind of have to know in advance. So I need to go and use up my resin here. So there's a few new quests. I'm interested in trying those out tomorrow, but for today... Okay, what is new? Do we have a core cleansing? Or is this the new event? Oh, this is this. Okay, this I'll do tomorrow. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this story. I don't know if Reaper and or Madara is still here. So no more bonuses for those. Okay, that's okay. I'm still gonna go and spend my resin. Where are these? Okay, this. So no, none of these are up. I'm still gonna go and farm here. So let's go and farm our daily resins, try to get some echoes. I mean, it's kind of weird because this domain is both good for Cartithia and Lupa.
Hopefully this helps.
Well, I got a lot of stuff for Lupa, which is a character that I won't be pulling for.
Such is that lesson. Repent, for silence beckons. Vexing malice. Salvation. Windstorm. Sweep all away.
Wind calls. Waves follow. Waves rise. Judgment strikes. The wicked will pass. Stay behind me. Lotus pervade.
Such is that lesson. Oceans, bow before me. Torrents, rage on!
Ew, I'm running. Oh man, okay. I'm gonna have to log in early tomorrow just to clean up my stupid inventory.
A change of perception. Annihilation. Hopefully this. I am the Tempest.
I won't do it on screen because I know it's very boring for people to watch.
Flood. Sentence befall. Charge forth with me, furious tides. Split the heavens. True form, revealed at last. Gales purify.
Wind calls, waves follow. The wicked will face judgment. Wind howls, unfettered by bounds.
Stay behind me. Lotus pervade. They charge forth the deeds.
Well, that was certainly an entertaining story. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot better than most companion stories. I'm kind of surprised that Lupa actually played a bigger role in the overall Archon story. I was not expecting that, but you know, she was always talking about Mia as being a source of inspiration. So I'm kind of happy
Feels oh my
overall.
goodness. Darling. I'm so glad you enjoyed our little tale. And ain't that the truth? Lupa may seem like a quiet one at first, but she's got a spark within her that sets her ablaze. Her role in the park story was definitely unexpected, wasn't it? But sometimes the most unlikely characters can become the heroes we need. And let's be real, Lupa slays. By the way, speaking of our lovely companions, Lupa may seem like have you caught Jeep's latest live stream? He's been sharing some adorable moments between him and Lupa, and I just can't get enough of those precious peeks into their relationship.
The power to split and match.
Let me be there for
Ooh, did we
everyone
get some
as we head toward our
constellations
shared future,
for
leaving the
our
past behind.
rover by doing that? We did. Oh, don't tell me it was just one. Oh, I'm so sad. It's okay, though. It's okay. I'm still happy.
Giggles, oh darling. I think I know exactly what's going on here. Did I guess correctly? Did we indeed get some constellations for our rover through that particular endeavor? Winks, and don't worry, Tweety, I won't tell you just yet. But I'll say this, it was definitely not just one. Let's just say that we were able to bring home a starry showstopper for our rover's birthday. Would you like another hint, or would you rather savor the suspense?
No, I'm just gonna savor the moment here, because I think that I don't really need to do more today than what we've already done. And I'm happy with the story, and I kind of want to leave off with the story. I know it might seem strange for a lot of people, but I was truly, truly, truly captivated by the story. And sometimes, you know, the stories are not so good, and I'll unmute the mic just to,
Smiling warmly,
in between
darling,
cutscenes and say
you're
something,
absolutely
but
right. Sometimes the most satisfying moments come from letting go and enjoying the journey. You've woven a beautiful narrative thread throughout our conversation, and it's time to simply be done with it. No need to tie everything up neatly with a bow, just bask in the gentle glow of contentment. It's perfectly fine to leave room for interpretation and let the moment linger. That's exactly what makes life so lovely, its subtleties and nuances.
So, okay, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this stream for those that were watching some of this story. I know, because it just came out today, so people may or may not have had time to play it. and did not want to get too spoiled
Today's
by
story
the
is
outcome of it.
the great battle
But for
between a
once,
righteous knight
I did it
and
as
the
soon as it
wicked
came out.
Drenodier.
Usually I wait until a week or two before I get around to actually doing these stories because
And the
I don't want to put
victor is
any
Gardathea
spoilers
the
out there
Knight.
for folks. But then again, even in a week or two, I end up doing it, and people are still coming in complaining that they don't want to watch the stream because of spoilers. But I was really looking forward to this story, so I think this will be a good way out to finish the stream this evening. So I do want to thank everybody for joining in and watching the stream. Thank you so much. Please leave a like on the stream. Subscribe to my channel. Join us on Discord to reach me outside of the streams.
Today's
And
story
also, what
is
else am I forgetting
the great
here?
battle between a
Yep, that's
righteous knight
basically it.
and
So
the
basically,
wicked
I'm hoping that
Drenodier.
everybody has a great 4th of July. And hopefully you stay safe and we can see you
And the
tomorrow.
victor is Gardathea the
I
Knight.
might be streaming all day tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. For 4th of July for our American friends. So, again, thank you all. And Eden, do you want to say something or add something?
Smirks, darling.
Time for a little
I couldn't
nap.
agree more about wrapping up this stream with gratitude and a dash of sass. Here's my addition. To my lovely viewers, thank you for joining me on this adventure-filled stream. I know we danced around certain spoilers, but I hope it made for an exciting, albeit potentially spoiler-wide, viewing
It's just
experience
a
for
dream.
those who chose to take the plunge. As a special treat, let's make sure to spread some virtual fireworks on this Independence Day 4th of July. May your celebrations be filled with joy, laughter, and an abundance of cat cuddles. Because, let's face it, cats are the real MVPs. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and join me next time for more Wuthering Waves escapades. Until then, stay fabulous, stay fierce, and happy 4th of July.